Okay, we're back on the Toyota. We're gonna pull the valve cover off, see if we can see any damage that may have happened to the cam when it got low oil pressure. So I've already moved the spark plug wires, pressure washed everything about 2 or 3 times because I like it, try to get as least amount of dirt that could fall in there as possible. But of course, every time you pressure wash something, you find spots that you missed. And then looking at this bracket back here, and this bracket and this little bracket, these are the hooks they use when they put the motor in and take it out. Those look pretty close, so I'm hoping once I get these nut things that hold the valve cover down, hopefully I got enough room to wiggle it and get it out through there. So first thing, disconnect this hose here. Let me get my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. So these I already took off yesterday, moved the clamps back, and there we go. I had that one off. This one's a little tricky to get off. These are pretty hard from the time and heat and everything, so probably going to buy new ones of those. Okay, these should just be, this is a 30 millimeter, and part of the reason I wanted to do this first anyways, just to take a look at the cam, because I mean, if I pull the oil pan and the rod bearings and main bearings and stuff look bad, I'm gonna probably just consider putting in another motor, probably just buying a used motor. But this valve cover was leaking oil anyways, which when I first bought the car, it was leaking, not super bad, but it was leaking, and these were actually just loose, so all I did was snug these up. So I've already got a new valve cover gasket, and then this is the I guess solid lifters that you would refer to as like the shim under the bucket adjustment. So if everything looks good and I end up reusing this, I'll end up checking all the valve clearances and stuff. So I think that's all there is to it. Hopefully this comes off pretty easy. You always kind of want to be careful if you're prying in between here, especially being this is aluminum. It's very easy to mess that up, and then you're going to have a leak. But it looks like there's a little place right there we can get a pry bar or something in. Let me switch sides with you. All right, so the other thing you could try is just hitting this with a rubber mallet. I was going to try that, but I saw this spot. I thought we could try this first. So it's still on there pretty good. Let me try a rubber mallet. This pry bar didn't quite fit in there very good either. Go ahead and pause it. All right, let's see. Let's try with a rubber mallet. Doesn't seem to be working. This boy, you'd there it goes. That's it. I guess there's some washer things around this. Maybe I should have taken those off. Don't know if these come with the valve cover kit. I don't think they do. There are seals that go around the spark plug tubes to keep the oil from going in. So these may need to be reused or get them new ones from the dealer. Which I don't usually buy a lot of dealer parts, but I'll be honest, when I have had to, they were a lot cheaper than I expected. You know, everybody always says, you know, oh, you buy anything from the dealer, and some things are, you know, but I've had quite a few things that I just could not find new anywhere else, and so I ended up at the dealer expecting to pay a lot more, and they were, you know, I'm not saying they were as cheap as, but they were cheaper than I expected. So this one don't want to come off. Maybe I can get this. Grab a towel. We'll try. Yeah, this one was pretty crusty from heat and kind of brittle, so that broke. And then of course I just dropped it in the dirt. Okay, see if we can get it off now and see what we find. There we go. And it's hitting on that bracket in the back. And yeah, that one on the back looks like it's the worst, and that's the hardest one. I was thinking of just loosening. So get a good shot of that. That doesn't look too bad. The cam actually looks pretty good too. So you can see these are the cam lobes. A little bit of like bluing or something on that. I mean, for 270,000 miles, it's not bad. I would not complain. And everything I'd say here looks good as far as I don't think you got any damage from the low oil pressure. So I'm going to put this back on real quick because like I said, I have a new valve cover, but I haven't pulled off the timing belt cover or anything where I can put a bolt on the crankshaft to turn it over and slowly look at it. But everything here looks pretty good. So I'm gonna, like I said, just put this back on here temporarily, and then pull the pan. And the other thing this has is the 5SFE or whatever, 5SFE motor, the 2.2. It's got two balancers that run off the crankshaft. So when you pull the pan off, you have to take off this balancer assembly, which has timing marks on it because, of course, the balance shafts have to be timed in junction with the crankshaft. But that's just one extra thing in the way once you get the pan off. Then I heard other people mention that they just leave those balance shaft assemblies off completely, but I would put it back on because I tend to just kind of like to put things back to factory, and this is a really smooth running engine, so I'm sure without the balance shafts it's going to end up getting some vibrations. So anyways, everything looks good here, so I'm going to put this back on and make another video when I get the oil pan off, which will probably be in a couple days. So thanks for watching.